Well, I survived my first holiday gauntlet. Thanksgiving, I put up the white flag and ran away from home. Saw 5 movies that day, and instead of turkey with all the trimmings, I had a double cheeseburger and fries at the concession stand. The next week, my support group did a session on the holidays. Up until that meeting, the group hadn't been a lot of help. They were all 2 decades older than me, talking about spending their retirement, watching their grandkids. I'm 20 years away from retirement and I don't have kids, let alone grandkids. They gave me 2 suggestions. First was to honor your loved one by continuing one of their holiday customs. Each year, she wrote out a card for every engineer in her department and bought them a trinket at the dollar store for each of them. Even she even gave a Hanukkah card to her Jewish coworkers. I decided to write out a card to every staff member at my school, but instead of a trinket, I baked each of them a chocolate chip cookie using my great grandmother's secret recipe. My wife loved my cookies, and so did the staff. I spread a little Christmas cheer in her honor. Well, the second thing was to spend the holidays with people you love. On Christmas Eve, no one was available, so I went to a football game. The best part was I got a Christmas present. They had a free bobblehead giveaway. Wasn't much, but at least I got something for Christmas. The next day, I spent the morning with Sister Anastasia. My wife and I made friends with her years back, and I figured if I went to see her at the nursing home, neither of us would have to spend Christmas alone. At first, she thought I was one of her nephews, but eventually she realized who I was and told me how much she loved my wife and missed her. Guess we have that in common. I don't have much family left. I lost my dad in college, and my mom passed away 5 years ago. Since then, we've spent every holiday with my wife's family, and that wasn't an option because they are in complete denial, and I'm just a reminder of their loss. I reconnected with my brother when my wife passed away, so I spent Christmas evening at his house watching A Christmas Story and eating Chinese food. Then on my birthday, it's the day after Christmas. 5 holidays in 9 days was brutal. I filled my birthday with a random activity. Drove to the Rutherford B. Hayes Presidential Museum to see a model train exhibit they put out every Christmas. Would have gone on a horse-driven sleigh ride, but we didn't have a white Christmas, so can't go sled riding in the mud. New Year's Eve's random activity was first night downtown Akron. Went down there and saw one of my former students perform in his band and watched the fireworks when the clock struck 12. New Year's Day, I stayed home, had some pork and sauerkraut while watching Christmas movies. I wouldn't say staying home that day was a good sign. I basically shut down mentally and hid from the world because New Year's Eve hit me like an emotional sledgehammer. Standing alone as the clock ticked down to the new year was overwhelming because I didn't have anyone to kiss at midnight. Had that special moment for so many years, but now it's gone. I hope someday I can find someone to kiss when the ball drops. Well, ballroom dancing is going a lot better than karaoke. I found a local studio, but it was so bad I almost gave up. During my second lesson, I couldn't pick up the new steps quick enough. The instructor just kept telling me I was doing it wrong, but never told me what I was doing wrong. 5 minutes into the lesson, she said I should just quit and gave me back my $10 I paid for the lesson. I couldn't believe a teacher would do something like that. If someone isn't good, be patient and break it down for them or present in a different way until they get it. Guess they didn't want to wait. She didn't want to waste her time on someone who didn't have $100 a week to spend on private lessons. Thankfully, I saw an ad from a singles meetup at a studio 45 minutes away from my house. The instructors there were amazing, and the studio was a welcoming environment. Well worth the hour-and-a-half round trip to get a lesson from a skilled teacher. She figured out what I was doing wrong right away and helped me fix it. The dance did 3 steps and 2 beats of music. I was doing 1 step per beat and messing up the rhythm. By the end of one song, I had it down because she took the time to correct my mistake. Karaoke is the same problem I told you about last time. The DJ is nice and I chat with the bartender when I get a glass of water. But all the singers sit in the same table and talk with each other, and I spend the night alone waiting for my turn to sing. Seems really cliquey. I'll keep trying, but it's just not a lot of fun.